parents don't get the email. So I'm Coach Crump. Welcome to the 2021 season and 2020-2021 season. So hopefully you guys had a good day. And as you guys know, in typical fashion, the kids aren't coming to school tomorrow, right? Y'all got the weather updates and are ready to go with all that. And so it's an interesting time. And tonight I'm just going to go through just a few of the basic policies and things like that. We have so many restrictions on us because of COVID. It makes it hard for everybody to meet. And we just knew that it would just be easiest to jump on here. So we've got several people on, I see. So there have been some problems with sign-ins because the way the registration goes is we send it from the registration most of the players did. And some of the players just didn't know their parents' email addresses. Like someone literally put, "I don't know" in one of the email addresses. And so if people are getting them and other people aren't, when you guys go through Sports Engines, all that stuff will be required and you will put it in. And that's the list that we work off for the season. And so because the players are the primary ones we have the contact with, there are some emails we may be missing, but we'll get those, okay? So please pass those on. You can pass this Zoom link on to anybody out there that needs it. So I'm going to go through the list here. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and get through it. And I will send this to everybody in a PDF as well. And so don't feel like you have to keep up and remember everything that I'm going to talk about here. So we'll go pretty quickly here. So like I said, I'm Coach Crump. This is my second year here. I think it's my 21st year in coaching, and I think my 15th year as a head coach. I think time flies, when you're having fun. So the overall goal of the program there is at the top: better players, better people, and a better team. And then our goal is to become a little bit better every day, to be tougher together as a group, and to play above the line. And so above the line is kind of an Urban Meyer philosophy thing you may be familiar with, and just controlling your emotions and trying to continue to get better and be a good teammate every day. So the coaches this year, I'm really excited about this staff. Coach McClaney is back. I'm actually going to move a little bit here because no one was cleaning for the hour that I was planning this, and now they're cleaning all around. So the noise is here. You can see I'm in the gym. It is wonderful to be in the gym because we were fearing that we might not make it. The NBA was encouraging. So Coach AD is an Alpharetta graduate, and he coaches AAU with hype and does a great job. And so AD, did you want to come on and introduce yourself real quick? You can unmute yourself if you want to.
Hello, Coach AD. Like you said, I'm an Alpharetta graduate. I'll be coaching the JV team this year, and I've been around Alpharetta since 2006. So it means a lot to me, and I'm ready to work with these new kids and get ready for this great season that we're going to have under these COVID restrictions, but it still will be a great season.
Yeah, the COVID restrictions have been legit, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So thanks, AD, while I was walking up the staircase here. And so AD does a lot of personal development too, and has coached for quite a while. Coach Miller had to pick up his 2-year-old and actually brought her to practice, and she was a pretty good manager. She ran out with the whistle several times. So he's dealing with her. And then Coach Stevenson had an engagement tonight. But if you guys were in the fall league or in summer, you've kind of met these guys already, and they'll be introducing themselves throughout the course of the year. But Coach Miller has coached Double Trouble. He's been a manager and a player at College of Charleston. He's also been a combat veteran in Afghanistan as a medic, and so he has a ton of experience. And already tell he has good rapport. He's a great teacher. Coach Stevenson is a University of Georgia graduate. He's teaching English here this year. This is his first year teaching. But he's really taken to the guys. He's done a great job in 4-on-1 workouts in the preseason, and he's really, really studied the system to try to catch up, and he's doing a good job with that. So he's going to be the varsity assistant. So we're really excited about the staff this year, and we'll move on here. All right, so this is where a lot of just the first information that parents want to know is, okay? So the game schedule, Ms. Hopkins puts all of our game schedule stuff on the website. And so our game schedule is already on there. And if you go go to Max Preps, Coach McClaney put all that on there for us. And so if you want to see scores from around the state and kind of how things stack up, Max Preps is always updated, but our schedule is on our website, alfredabasketball.com. And if you guys are aware, we're trying to move the girls to our website and both of our junior league programs to our website, so it's just easy for everyone. And so the game schedule is linked here. The 9th grade and the JV will play 18 games, and the varsity schedule is usually 24. We lost 2 weeks in the season at the beginning, and then we had an out-of-state tournament planned, and we obviously can't go out of state. We also had another Friday after Thanksgiving planned, but that fell through with the other team. And so we're at 24 right now, which is, we really don't want to pack every Saturday in January. We want to have some region focus. And so right now we're at 24. And that is what we're doing for right now. The practice schedule is here. As you guys have already seen, the practice schedule changes sometimes. Our volleyball team made it to the Final Four last night. They beat Harrison. And we assumed they would practice, and I was informed at 10 o'clock that they were going to take a day off. So we were able to move that up for our guys. You know, and those are short notice things that are very rare, but we sometimes move things. So please look at the practice schedule and make sure that you basically are planning ahead with that and communicating. And we try to communicate changes whenever we can, but we try to be consistent. There will be Saturday practices, especially here early in the season as we install, and holiday practices and games. Our season overlaps them all. Misses may result in suspensions, and it's the toughest sport because we start right before Halloween, we go through Thanksgiving, we go through Christmas, we go through New Year's Day, through MLK, through February, Valentine's Day. I mean, we hit it all. So there will be some conflicts with family and stuff like that, but just expect to make those things. We tried to give a big enough break at the break, especially for the younger kids, but the varsity level expectations are a little bit higher. And this communication does not negate consequences, but it helps. This should say they should let the coach know through Group Me when they know, not 5 minutes before practice, for a planned vacation, before, not after. So just the general principle that we'll always tell the guys is before, not after. And you guys have been employers or you've had jobs, whatever you do, you know that you can't tell your boss, the day after you missed work, that you had a good excuse, right? You need to tell them when you know and before, and it's just a great habit to get into. So, we can't have a game on Tuesday and have Saturday practice and have, 3 guys here. You have to be here. And you guys know those expectations from playing yourselves, maybe playing a sport, and definitely from the past. And so just try to go with the calendar there. Overall goal is to produce young men who pursue moral, academic, and athletic excellence. We would love every kid on the team to have a 3.0. If they have below that, then, we need to see people really kind of working to support what's going on and make sure that, they're doing the support and the makeup. And then discipline yourself so no one else has to. Take personal responsibility and basically know how to work toward goals and, make progress in those ways. Okay. Oh, just a second. All right. See, Miss Noel had a hand raised. Did you mean to do that? I think my speaker is loud enough to hear here.
I did. Thank you. And I'm sorry, I don't know if you wanted to save questions till the end, but I just had a quick one. So for the Group Me, are the parents allowed to be a part of that as well, or is it just for the players?
Well, that we completely don't mind if you're in the Group Me. They sometimes talk about teenage boy stuff, like who they're listening to or different things like that. But for the parents, we have to remind. So you can have the coach of the Group Me, the kids can share it with you, but the remind is how we will directly communicate with you guys. And I'll get to that in a minute. So like if there's notifications of practice like today, I'll always send that through remind because it goes through as a class.
Okay, so you're going to show us how to get to remind and all that?
Yes, ma'am. And remember, I'm gonna send this as a PDF tonight, so you don't have to remember anything. And I'm also recording it. I'll send that out. So coaching philosophy, this is just, if you want to boil it down to one book, I just love this book about being transformational instead of transactional, and trying to see the guys for who they could be, and not just people who score buckets or get rebounds. And so if you ever like coaching at all, this is an awesome book that summarizes a lot. Getting on to COVID, you guys I know have concerns about that. I know you've been fighting it in your different ways, but sanitizing basketballs, of course, we'll be sanitizing balls after practices and making sure that they're clean going out. There are pre-practice and pre-game temperature checks. There's a form that everybody in Fulton signs, and basically every athlete in Fulton signs. And luckily, volleyball and football have had a pretty good run. They've missed one game in football, but it was another team's cancellation, not our own. In volleyball, like I just said, they play in the Final Four against Lambert on Saturday, so they're really excited, and they've been really good. There are many in-game regulations we'll spare you from. I've sent some of these in email already, but no jump ball, 25% capacity, online tickets, no post-game handshakes. We're supposed to go to free throw lines and wave at each other. So the ball is sanitized every time a non-player touches it. So if someone loses the ball out of bounds, then we have to clean it. All right. Parents and non-school personnel are not allowed in the gym during practice. This is a Fulton County thing that, just came down, that if we're indoors, you can't be in the gym if it's not a game. Registration, this is on alpharettabasketball.com. It's due Monday, November 2nd. Registration questions are for Miss Hopkins. She runs our website and our registration. Miss Hopkins, did you want to say anything about registration?
I don't have too much to add. Just it's going to be on the on the boys program page. So pretty much everything you need to know about the boys program is on the boys program, not the home page. The home page leads you to either the boys or the girls program. And you just follow the instructions. It's the first thing that's on that page. If you were with the program last year, you will already have a Sports Engine login account, so use that. And if there's any questions about payment plans, reach out to our treasurer, Anna Marie Unger. And that information will be in the registration as well.
Yeah, so Ms. Unger is our treasurer, and we'll get all that in there. And her email is also in this presentation. And so Ms. Hopkins' email is in here, and Ms. Unger's email is in here. So if you need those, we'll get them, okay? And then there are a couple fundraisers that we'll run, but we need to get a little more information about them. We'll be sending you guys directly as soon as we can. But I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Alpharetta A and the logo and all the different things that have gone on with the logo. But basically, we have a new logo this year that goes through it's been a long process. And so I was under the impression that we could use one of our two logos, the head or the A, in any format. I thought we had to have permission for an alternative logo, but the definition of an alternative logo is any alteration whatsoever. And we found this out yesterday. Okay, so we've used fan cloth for a number of years, I understand. And so we're having a brief hold on that because of those things. And so I don't think Miss Pepperman is on here. You can unmute if you want, but she runs our fan cloth, and so she'll be communicating about that. Her email is down here at the bottom. We've also done a fundraiser called Our Fund in the past, and so we need a parent volunteer to run that. And so just email Miss Pepperman if you're willing to step up and do that. Or we need an alternative. We've done Our Fund. I've learned a lot of years in a row. And so we might be due for a change, but we need to have something to replace that. So we'll be communicating emails about that in the next week as well. So fan cloth is like gear, clothes, Adidas shirts, Nike, with our logos, and it's really cool. And this is on the website, but we're holding off ordering right now. But you can go there and see some of the things that are on there. Okay, everything's moving to one website, like I said, and so the registration this year covers basically it covers their gear, some of their practice gear that we use. We build that in. We build costs in for uniforms. We will be likely replacing these uniforms because it's year 3 next year. Buying, our 2 guns, the Vertimaxes, the huddle, the stuff we use, the $80 Evo basketballs. all those different things. We will not be doing as many team meals as last year because of COVID and the lack of, sanitation and all the guidelines that go with that. And also we are, obviously concerned that the sponsors that usually support may not be able to do so. And so that's why we won't be doing that. And so that's what we're looking for. And, we'll be communicating a little bit about that. We told the guys that they need to bring their own water bottles because the water fountains here are covered. If there's some parent volunteers that want to bring, a couple cases of water every week or rotate that, then that would be awesome for them. But just make sure they know they need to bring their own water because, we can't fill up here. And those are the main things. And so this is the basic playing time. I'm not going to go through this. This is the unpleasant stuff, but just know that, that coaches just aren't going to have a conference after the game. That's pretty much a universal rule. Nobody wants to be involved in a 3-point, 2-point, 1-point loss and then talk about, playing time right after it. So you guys know that already. And so that's just, it's written down here because we have to. And then shooting is a privilege, not a right. We open the gym in the preseason. We've opened it, 4 days a week, 5 days a week for the kids to come in and shoot. And then we will do Mondays and Thursdays during the season for them to come in and try to get green light standards, which mean you've earned the right to shoot in games, without question, because your percentages are good enough. We had a young man set a new record on a drill 2 weeks ago, Amaru, and then Matt Hopkins tied it tonight. So it's just cool stuff, and they get into it. But if they're not coming in and competing for those numbers and they're not putting in the work, shooting is a difficult thing, and it's not a Skip Prosser, famous Wake Forest coach, said that basketball is not Halloween. Just because you're dressed up doesn't mean you get candy, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that before. Coaches probably like that more than players, but it's definitely that way with shooting. The Dragonfly stuff, most of you have everything completed in Dragonfly, which is awesome. And so Dragonfly is where all the physicals are uploaded. We do not take any physical paperwork from them. And so if you go in there, there are travel permissions, concussion protocols, all these different things to fill out. So try to get all that done by Monday if you can, and then we can just move on. So everybody that tried out had a physical in there, a current physical, and we appreciate that. But like all the different permissions to travel and all that stuff is good. Speaking of travel, I think I put this in the email, but travel will be a little bit different this year. We have a limitation of 22 on a bus. And we also have a couple things where we can't play like 5 games at our gym because of COVID restrictions. So some of our nights are split or opposite. So if you see changes in the schedule that are kind of funky for that, it's because of COVID. Okay. This is the link to all the county's forums, like the concussion protocols and all that, but most of those are built into Dragonfly. And then concussion baseline testing, you guys are probably familiar with, but they have to take a concussion baseline test, which is kind of a reaction response test on computer. And then if they have any unfortunate injuries, then they have to perform at a baseline of about the same speed before they're allowed to come back to play. And so we have that set up with our trainers next week. So I will send that date and let the guys know about that as well. This is real brief too. This is all the unpleasant stuff at the end that I'm just really going to zip through. You just need to look at it. And I don't anticipate any problems, but we have to put this thing in here because people do things, right? Be good examples in stands, avoid badgering officials or opponents. I still remember my first year coaching JV girls, some mom on another team yelling out the girl's name, telling her to miss a free throw. And I thought that was terrible. So just, be good. We also expect there's no coaching from the stands. This is really, really hard, especially, as most of the kids who are good have been coached by parents for a while, by mom or dad, and it's hard to let that go. But we expect kids to listen to us, and if they're not doing it, then we will sit them down. Conferences, playing time discussions. This is basic stuff. Please hold all text, calls, tweets, in-person conversations about games until the next day so emotions can cool. we won't discuss other kids. It's not fair to them. And we won't argue strategy. You know, basketball is a game of calculated gambles. Some work, some don't. And the alternatively suggested strategies could just have easily failed. And so, you know, this is in here too for a reason. You know, if you're in man, they want you in zone. If you're in zone, you should have been in man. It's all, you know, and if there's any grievances, just follow the chain of command. There shouldn't be, hopefully. The Fulton County Code of Conduct is in here too. I hyperlinked this so you can see it. All right. A little bit about what it means to be a Raider, what we're trying to teach them: responsibility, being appreciative and not entitled, playing with intensity, playing with discipline, being enthusiastic, and being respectful of ourselves, the process, and of others. Sponsorships, it's a difficult year for many of our partners. If you have any connections or think you would like to be a sponsor, or any that would like to be, please email Ms. Unger, and we have different levels of promotion that they can pass on. So the triangle is basically, this is another Skip Prosser thing. I dropped the Halloween line, but said basically, if you think of the triangle, coaches have the team at the top, and usually parents have their sons at the top, and that's really the way it should be. But, you know, it's just the understanding that we all love the team. We all love individual players, but sometimes we have, you know, different priorities, and we just have to be aware. Bob Hurley used to ask his parents, would you rather your son be all region or the team win the region title? And this is a hard thing. I'm not going to ask that, because you'll probably say, why not both, right? But, you know, it's just, we know that it can be a little different in priorities, but we're all trying to work toward the common goal. And so when you get this in the PDF, just click this to acknowledge that you've received it. And so we're required to have that from everybody. All right, and so this is, if you want to take this down, this is the Remind code right here. So guys, like, you know, I'm sure you guys have used Remind before. It's 80101, and then you text that message at 463 AB2K. So the one at the top is the players. So this one's like, I just go directly to the players. If there's something like, hey guys, don't forget the basketball's in the gym, I don't want to burden you guys. But if I were to say like, hey, practice is canceled today for inclement weather, then I just go through and hit both of you. And the reason that we don't do a parent group me is because you guys know that if you've ever been in a group me and there's a side conversation, you keep getting notifications. Most people turn off their notifications in group me, and then they miss things. And so in Remind, we send things directly that are really can't be avoided. All right. And so that is a little bit about what's going on. So we will need help with different things going on during the season. If you would like to volunteer to be a team dad or a team mom, and just kind of to fill the gaps and serve and bring them snacks if you want to that are COVID approved, whatever that means these days. You know, we need help. Every program always needs help. And so just to be there, be supportive. We'll also need the junior class usually serves the senior class. And so we'll need help for senior night, I know. And that's the last game of the year against Cherokee at home. And so, and I know you guys are aware, if you've looked at the schedule, that we are 7A. We're the biggest classification in Georgia. And our schedule has 5 of the top preseason 15 players in our region. So it's going to be a great challenge that we're looking forward to. The coaches and I have done a lot of preparation in preseason and thinking about the system and pre-scouting. And we had some dads help and lead through the fall league that did a great job to try to establish a basis, because you know that we basically weren't in school from March, and we weren't able to get in the gym with our guys until September 14th. So it's been a really unique off season, but it was so good being in the gym with the guys today, and really enjoyed, you know, seeing them compete in tryouts and all that. They've done a wonderful job, and we know that, you know, there's fear everywhere, but we are glad that they are with us. And so, if there are any questions now, I can answer them. The meeting's ending in 10 minutes because, like I said, I got rid of the paid version because we went to Microsoft Teams. So, if there are any questions, you can type them in or ask them. And other than that, you know, that's the main information that I wanted to go through tonight. Ms. Hopkins, did I miss anything? Anything that they need to know?
I just heard that the code or to get the remind messages, you actually send it to 81010. I believe it said 801.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah, that makes sense.
81010.
Thanks for reminding me. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would. Yeah. Okay. I have people joining now.
Okay. And the other thing is, I'd just like to encourage everybody to download the Sports Engine app. The people that had it last year really appreciated some of the features there. You can see the game schedule in the app. You can see rosters. The game scores are updated after each game. So it's very useful. And once you're registered in Sports Engine, within a couple days, all of the players will be rostered to their team. And when you download the app, that team will automatically show up in your app when you register with your when you log in with your Sports Engine account.
Also, yeah, the custodians are about to kick me out of here. All right, so yeah, thank you, Ms. Hopkins. She was right. I have an extra 0 in there. I don't know. This is why I was bad at algebra. I just make up random numbers. If you guys have ever done this in your life. All right, so it is 81010 is what it is. 81010 is the code, and then it's Raiders PL for the players, and it is 463AB2K. Seems like it would be a little bit easier than that for the parents. Just to make sure that that's right. And again, I am seeing people join it, so appreciate you guys doing that. All right, so if there was anybody that you know that missed it or missed the email, again, explain to them that I pulled the 2 columns from the player created tryout sheets that and that's what we went from. So there were some holes in that, so we apologize. And I didn't have time to reconcile the previous things from Sports Engines if you played in the past. And so that's why you might have been missed, okay? But we greatly appreciate your time. We're looking forward to a great season. And if you have any other concerns, please email me. The best email for me for basketball is basketballraider@gmail.com. So it's basketballraider@gmail.com, or, you can have the guys text me. My school email address too is on the website. So I check all those throughout the day. So that one is crumpc1@fultonschools.org. So crumpc1@fultonschools.org. But if I'm doing basketball stuff, it's basketballraider@gmail. So thank you so much. I will send this video when it uploads, and I will send the PDF to the emails that I have right now. And so, looking forward to a great season. Thank you all for your time and attention, and hope to see you in person very soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.